Hello, we're going to look at Underhill and Prospect Heights area. This is the Assembly District map. And if you look at the circle in the middle, this is Underhill Avenue. Right, it starts here at, it even has names. Look at this. If you zoom in, you should see Atlantic Avenue. Yes. So let's zoom out a little bit. And this center part is Underhill. And you can see Underhill Avenue is divided. It's just cut into pieces. Look at this. Robert Carroll is, and look at how it's zigzagged. So one side of Underhill is in a different district, the west side and the east side. It's even hard to find the name Underhill on here. But look at, so you have, or anyone who's living in that area is divided amongst a lot of people. Now let's compare to Assembly District 56. This thing has been engineered to keep a whole community centered around itself, right? But no one's done that for Prospect Heights here. Prospect Heights has been divided. It looks like nobody's even paying attention. I don't know how the districting happens, but this is the most ridiculous district I've ever seen, 44. Look at this. It looks like what we should do is what I think Ohio does, places like that, and just make them squares, right? It's just ridiculous the way this happens. But on top of it, there's something called a state committee 50. So let's look at them. You seem to have, people in that area seem to have a state committee person, not to be confused with district leader, which is another term they use. And it's Lydia Green. She seems to have won in this primary. And I think that's it. She's won. Now, look, even worse is if you look back here, you have, people in that area have, and there's no map of state committeemen that I can find. It's like when we click on here, does it show state committeemen? It shows this assembly person, but it doesn't show the state committee person. So if you go here, I don't want all these strange people. Okay, so let's look at 57 and let's look at 52. I think we may already be doing that. And 44 and maybe even 43. Who is 43? Brian. This is just crazy. 57. So let's look here. Was there an election in all these places? And the answer is no. Look at this. 56, there was no election. That means that these state committee positions are just being filled by whoever applies. That's what's happening. So let's see if we can find any other information. This is interesting. So let's go back and look at the map again, and we'll look for a specific person. 52, I think, did have an election. 52, 44. So let's look for 44. 44, and what gets me is this thing maps it pretty well, but this is a list. So state committeeman for 44. Look at this. It's not in any order. Or maybe it is. Do they put anything in any order? Democratic district leader, Democratic leadership district 68, part A. What is part A? And then manual canvas, part A. So we just saw, and then there's also Delegate to judicial convention. That's important too. So let's see if we find any of those. I think we scrolled down. See? There's... Why don't they put it in any order? Look at this. It seems to be in some random order. Get the state committee. Look at this. This is just terrible. And so I guess the only thing we can do is search. If we search for, I think we were looking for 44th. Oh, 44 is actually important too. So these are the state committee or county committee elections. You just really have to know what you're doing here. Look at this. There is no 44th. That's weird. And I know, let me move this thing out. We know that there was a, let's just see if this is working at all. Yes, see, manual canvas. So that's the one we were already looking at. So here, if we look at this, it should match. It should match what that map showed. Holy crapola. Look at this. What in the world? Look at all these write-in. What does that even mean? What? This looks like a mistake. Lydia Green. Look at this. What? Are these votes? Holy Toledo. Erica. Wow. Holy Toledo. Look at this. Seamus Campbell got 9 right. Unattributable. That person should win. Unattributable. Michael Bannon. Look at this. Michael Bloomberg. I guess people are pretty angry here. Wow. Holy Toledo. It's just unreadable what this... So something weird is happening in that state committee. And then we just want to point out that there's also this delegate to judicial convention. Delegate to judicial convention. There's also that happening. And what did we search for? We searched for... Oh, we can't even remember what we searched for. 52nd. Yeah, so that was, I'm just focusing on that because that one seems to have, and then if you search for something like this, /50, you should find all the county committee things, elections. There's only 2. So let's look at that, since this is a contested area. Recap. So in 70 and 80, it'd be nice to get all this in a searchable database. Look at this. Holy Toledo. So there was an election where it's practically tied. If we know any of these people, Ari Lewinson, Dawn, Zena Franklin, I don't understand this stuff. It's really bad. But the point is that there's not a lot of, if we go back to the map, it seems as if it's not as contested here in 57 or in 44. Well, the point is that these things are documented in some horrific way, so we should use that information. And another one is that this Prospect Heights and Underhill are not really a community. They're just divided amongst all. And so if you're an assembly person here, Farah, whatever, and you're not going to pay too much attention to this area because it's all divided. There is no voice there because they have to focus on their base, which is right near them. You can always tell by their office, where their office is. Let's see where Robert Carroll's office is. It's nowhere near Prospect Heights, right? It's in the heart of Park Slope. There you go. Peace out.